Hey guys, today we are going to unbox another Batman Arkham villain. I don't really know much about this character, but I did see him in a few animated Batman show. I know this guy grows every time he dies or he gets even stronger. So if you know the name, that's the guy we will be unboxing today. So this guy arrives in 2 boxes. As you can see, since this is going to be a huge one, it's honestly 1/3 scale in my opinion. But the studio claims it's 1/4, but we all know it's not. Anyway, let's start with the big box. Let's slice everything so we don't have to later. I'm pretty sure this one, the both of them will have art box, since the other 2 that I have at home, which is Clayface, Grundy, does have the art box. And hopefully Bane will ship, I think, 2 months from now. And there you go, we have the art box. So let's try and take him out. The good thing is the box isn't that tight of a fit, so it's easy to put it out. It was actually upside down. Okay, so we are going to unbox Solomon Grundy. So we have his face here in the front, his name on the side, a different portrait here, and we have a saying, the creep of the brawlers. So that's the studio. Okay, nice art box, simple, but at least we do have one of them. Okay, so we can't get away with not pulling out the styro. So we need to do this again. Hopefully the base is here. If not, I guess we need to continue. Oh no, it's not the base. It's actually Grundy's body. That is massive. Let's check out what's underneath. Oh, no base here. Oh, let's just pull out everything and just assemble it, I guess. So first layer, we have Grundy. Okay, thought that was a break.
Oh no.
Here we have is Grundy. He is a bit dirty with a lot of this white resin powder. Hopefully there are no breaks. Those are usually signs of breaks. I don't seem to see any. Okay, let's put him here. We got a few small pieces here on the sides. It's a knife. It's a butcher's knife. We have an axe. So we have different kinds of weapons here, all with green ooze blood all over them. Okay, so this time we have a butcher knife. The other one was just like a kitchen knife. Okay, we have Grundy's right hand here. Very, very massive. It's like the Thing from the Addams family. Oh, that's a little bit fragile. So we have his left hand here with the chains. Good thing it didn't break. This looks quite fragile. And we are done with the first layer. So going on to the second, we have a tombstone cross here. We have another one. I believe this will be another weapon of sorts. And indeed it is. It's another knife with the same green blood effects on it. This will be the portraits, but let's get the... Oh wait, there's still one more. Oh, there's another long knife. Don't know what that is. Okay, so we have the legs for Grundy. This is much easier to pull out than the Clayface, as I can remember. Okay. Very nice textures, nice paint job. Let's put him right here. Okay, all good. Finally, let's take out the portraits. Okay, so we have the zombie, I would say, looking portrait for Grundy. Not totally a fan, but very nice sculpt and paint. Okay, we have a more traditional looking Grundy portrait, I would say. The hairs are quite pointy and fragile. There are no breaks, which is good. I do love this portrait and I might actually use this one. Finally, last portrait. This is even a more zombie looking than the first one. Very nice hair strands, I would say. Nice sculpt. It's battle damage. Not really a fan, but we'll see later. Okay, so we are done with the first box, second layer. Moving on to the next one. So this one will also have the art box, I would think. And indeed, it has. Let's read. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Kristen on Tuesday, married on Wednesday, took ill on Thursday, grew worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. That was the end of Solomon Grundy. So that is the bottom of the box. I would think the base is here, just the base. Oh, the art box is actually different. So that was on the sides. Here we have 3 skulls. On the front here lies the body of Cyrus Gold, born 1864, murdered 1895, age 31 years. May he forever rot in Slaughter Swamp. Okay. Although the statue is big and it comes in 2 boxes, there actually aren't a lot of pieces, I would say. So this might be quite an easy assembly. Hopefully it's just the base that will be here. Very tight Velcro straps. Yeah, it's just the base and it's massive. It says Gotham owes you here. On the other side, it says rest in peace. The man who lived for us died for us all, Batman. Okay, so how do we pull this out? Hopefully I could hold it here and here. Yeah, it's definitely quite heavy. Let's see. I don't think it has a lot of fragile parts, but I'm quite afraid to pull it out. So let's try and let gravity help. Okay. So that was easier. I obviously can't see, so this is the sticker. Might not display it. So here we have the base. It is heavy. Okay, so it's time to assemble this piece. There's actually like an Easter egg here. We have Superman's grave as well. I didn't see that earlier. It says, here lies Earth's greatest hero. I also noticed something. I'm just gonna say it first before I forget. The statue has a lot of this like white hair stuff all over it. It's really, really dirty. I'm not sure what they are, but they do look like hair or cat hair, maybe. Anyway, start with the assembly. I think we need to put Grundy's foot first. His left foot does have a big peg or key. It's not that heavy, I would say. So that's it. And I think we need to put the cross next. Got one of the cross. Goes there. We have another one, which obviously will go here at the back. Very, very, very strong magnets. Now, Grundy is already quite tall. It's time for his torso. Oh, okay. That's a bit too scary. So, right hand goes here. Left hand goes here. Let's choose the portrait that I like. I think this was the one that I said that I did like. And there you go. And we need to find the keys for this. I think it should be random. Okay, there seems to be one slot here. I actually can't see how deep they are. I think the butcher knife goes there. I think the axe goes here but doesn't go all the way in. And we have this here. There's still one more that I can't seem to find. Anyway, I'll tell you guys when I do the review where the knives go. Okay, time for the review. The concept of this Grundy is similar to those of Prime 1 Studio statues. Thanks to its base, this is a museum type statue with a very small round type base. The base design tells me it's a cemetery, more like an underground type of cemetery to be more precise. Looking at it gives me a Game of Thrones vibes when Arya Stark was at the Faceless Assassin's Temple. There are lots of skulls underneath Grundy. We see more roots scrolling from below to the top. We see 3 graves actually at the top of the base, which is actually like an Easter egg. The 3 graves is actually Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Grundy is on a Captain Morgan type of pose, which is quite popular with custom statues. Grundy has 5 weapons stabbed at his back, which is a bit hard to see from the front, but it is the highest point of the statue. Without the weapons, Grundy stands at around 30 to 31 inches tall. His shoulder will be the highest point of the statue. But with the weapons on, the axe will be the highest point, which adds like 2 inches to the statue, making him around 32 to 33 inches tall. The depth of the statue is deeper than I wanted him to be due to his right leg being all the way at the back of the statue. The depth is around 22.5 inches. Width is around 17.5 inches. The skull and the rocks are protruding from both sides of the statue, so it's just not the round type base. I would say concept is pretty good for this museum type statue. It's not boring with lots of details and textures. Now, going to the sculpt, like I said, there are a lot of details and textures to Grundy. The skulls and rocks below has a lot of textures on them. Even the roots have them. The sculptor definitely paid attention to detail. Going to Grundy, his anatomy looks okay to me. Maybe the arm, specifically the shoulder and the biceps, are a bit too big. Grundy does have a lot of textures on his clothes and even more textures and details on his skin. This statue is just fully packed with textures. All parts has them. The portraits are really good. They are distinct from each other thanks to the facial expressions that they have, or the wound and the eyes. The hair strands, however, did suffer a bit from casting, but not really a big deal and can't hardly be seen. I did encounter some problems with the statue. First is the roots all have seams, which is weird because they are glued together. The factory could have easily fixed those. Next is the roots here on the side of the statue has a massive gap. Again, could have been fixed by the factory but didn't. It's impossible they missed that. They most likely chose not to see it and fix it. The axe at his back also became thicker, maybe due to shipping or the paint, so it won't go in properly to the peg at the back. And these holes at the back where the weapon slot in gave the statue a lot of unnecessary resin dirt. Yes, those white stuff during the unboxing that I thought were breaks, it's not a big deal since I was able to clean those easily. Just want to mention it here. Probably when they drilled it, a lot of dust and small particles of resin dropped inside his body, and during shipping, probably the box rotated and came out the holes, making the statue dirty. Now let's talk about the paint. The skull, I would say, is painted really well. However, the rocks or any gray parts could have been better. They applied some oils and highlights, which is great, but I think it needs more variations of color to look more lifelike. The gray areas just look too similar in color, which I didn't like. Going to Grundy's skin tone looks good and they painted the nail really nice. His clothes and chains are painted really nice and looks realistic. The blood, however, at his back is way too much and looks too fake. Good thing is at the back. All other wounds though does not have the wet effect on him. All the portraits are painted really well, I would say. They added wet effects on this portrait specifically, namely the mouth and the wounds. However, they didn't on the other two. The eyes are painted really well, I would say, even have some nerves on them. And one of the portraits has decals for his eyes, which is not a problem. Two of the portraits doesn't have any highlights for its hair, while the other one has one actually. It's a bit inconsistent if you ask me, but I would say the portraits has the best paint application on the entire statue. Solomon Grundy does grow bigger and stronger every time he dies, which was the main concept of this statue. So he's bigger than your usual quarter scale statues and might actually fit better with 1/3 scales. But I can't really say for sure because I don't have any 1/3 statues. Arkham villains are actually bigger than their usual version in the comics. Anyway, with that said, I would rate this statue a solid 8. Very nice sculpt. It has a lot of the stuff that I look for a statue. Museum type base, but still tells a lot of story. Paint is not the best, but a simple touch-up would make a lot of difference for sure. I give it an 8 due to the sculpt, build, good enough paint, and of course the presence it gives to your collection. So that's it for this video. If you are looking for something else to watch, you can watch me unbox this Killer Croc, which is part of this line Grundy is. This is Carl, and see you in the next one.